Hello to everybody, to all of our subscribers. The FutureTrend channel is again with you, and this morning, 12th of April, we would like to pay your attention on the fact that the market's attention started to move from United States trade policy and tensions over trade policy with its major trading partners to the conflict in Syria. We told a lot of times before that a possible military strikes against Syrian authorities, against Syrian troops, as well as a possible involvement of Russian forces in such kind of conflict should of course dampening risk appetite around financial markets all around the world. And of course, from this point of view, rising risk aversion fears should dampen sentiment, risk sentiment in the foreign exchange market, and in this case, of course, such kind of currencies like Japanese yen will remain in a strong demand. That's we could see this during night hours when the dollar yen moved a little bit lower, retested the level of its first support barrier at 106.60. Anyway, from the point of view that the pair is below its technical barrier at 107, we still suggest that the dollar yen should sooner or later resume its underlying bear trend. As regards the other currencies, the euro dollar remains supported despite of hawkish Fed's meeting minutes, the last Fed's meeting minutes from March. And despite of this fact, the euro dollar should remain supported while trading above its lower barrier of its currently established range between 121.50 and 125.50. Rising kind of signs regarding of further improvement of the prospects of European Central Bank's monetary policy in the side of rising interest rates and the possible exit from its ultra-loose expansion monetary policy should also support the pair in the nearest future. From this point of view, probably the euro dollar will sooner or later retest its short-term downtrend located at 124.40, where we will originally try to cut our long trade recommendation. A possible closing above this trend line should refocus market's attention on the upper side, and probably in this case we will retest the highs of 2018 located at 125.55. As regard the sterling yesterday tested its longer term downtrend line drawn from the highs of 2018 located at 143.45. This level was located at around 142.20. While the pair is below this trend line, probably it could move a little bit lower. Anyway, the current sentiment is supporting for the cable, and in this case we assume that probably in the nearest future the cable will finally break above this trend line, and probably in the next round of sessions will retest the highs of 2018 around 143.45. The successful closing above this level should produce a kind of acceleration in the uptrend of the cable, and in this case probably we could even go much higher from local. From this point of view, it's better to see the weekly chart of the cable, and here we can see that also it will be a successful close closing above moving average 200 weekly line as well. And from this point of view, the next kind of barrier for the currency will be probably 145.50, but in better case even the levels closer to the psychologically important 150 barrier. The dollar Swiss is extremely supported, and that's very interesting because, as we know, the Swiss franc always was a kind of safe haven currency, and in case of rising geopolitical tensions, for example regarding over the Syria at the moment, and in case of risk aversion fears connected with tensions over United States trade policy and retaliation efforts of other nations against imposing of new higher tariffs by United States administration. Anyway, we see that the Swiss franc is very unsensitive to such kind of news, and from this point of view the pair should remain probably in the nearest future supported, but closing and break below in immediate uptrend line located at 0.9545 should produce some acceleration in the downtrend of this pair. From a longer term perspective, the dollar Swiss should remain weak while trading below moving average 200 daily line located at 0.9655. We suggest that the subsequent closing above this trend line should refocus the market's attention on higher levels for the cross, and probably in this case we could retest a longer term downtrend located at 0.9880. At the moment that's all. We will come some later with our analysis of euro crosses.